Good morning, grade 7s. We're carrying on with percentage, but we are now going to be looking at something called simple interest. Now, you know that when you borrow money from a bank or from somebody, they charge you interest on it. It's an amount of money that they charge you for borrowing their money. So you will pay them back their money at the end of the year plus a little extra for the privilege of being able to borrow the money. So let's look at problem number 1. If you borrow 1,000 rand for 1 year, so you want to borrow it to buy something and you want to give it back at the end of 1 year's time, you are going to borrow it at an interest rate of 20%. So let's see how we work that out. 20% of 1,000 rand. 20% is 20 over 100. Of is times, and we are timesing it by 1,000, and we put it over 1. Exactly the same way as you've been working out percentage. Now we can do some simplifying. If I cancel 1 on the top, I cancel 1 on the bottom. 1 on the top, 1 on the bottom. I've got no more zeros on the bottom, so I cannot cancel any further. 20 times by 10 is 200, and 1 times by 1 is 1. So your answer is 200 rand. So the interest on 1,000 rand at 20% is 200 rand. Let's do another one. If you borrow 240 rand for 2 years at an interest rate of 4%, you need to find out what 4% of 240 is. 4% is 4 out of 100. Of is times. And it is 240 over 1. Let's do some simplifying. Cancel 1 0 on top, 1 0 on the bottom. Right, 4 times by 24 is 96, and 10 times by 1 is 10. Remember that 96 over 10 is the same as 96 divided by 10. And if we've got 1 0, our comma needs to move 1 space. So our answer is 9,6 over 1. So the answer is 9 rand, and remember, money has got 2 decimal spaces, so we need to put the 0 in. But we're not finished, because look up at the story again. We have borrowed the money for 2 years. We only intend to pay it back in 2 years' time. So it's 4% interest each year. So 9 rand 60 is the interest for 1 year. We need to multiply that by 2 to see how much interest we will owe after 2 years. So our final answer is 19 rand 20 cents for 2 years. Today you are only going to be doing question 1 of exercise 721, and you will do them exactly the way I have shown you here. Be careful, make sure that it is not just 1 year you are borrowing for. It might be 3 or 4 or 2, because then you will take your final answer and you will multiply it by however many years you've borrowed the money for.